and actually taken out the bulk of the reinforcements here from Fancy, and wow, the tanks have been unfrozen, and they're inflicting a huge amount of casualties on JF. So that really didn't turn out in JF's favor as much as he would have hoped, because despite getting those excellent status fields off, it hasn't really counted for enough. It hasn't prevented his units being wiped out by those tanks anyway. So wow, another arbiter carelessly being taken out by a turret. JF didn't see that and hasn't managed to save it. Oh, just taking my breath. 30 minutes into the game, and wow, I'm sure you guys will agree, this game has been epic. It's very close. I cannot pick the winner yet. I'm giving a slight advantage to Fancy at this point still, just because he's got so many SCVs mining away at the top right, and still JF hasn't really been able to touch those crucial 2 expansions at the top right, and JF will be running out of minerals at his own expansions if Fancy keeps this up, and Fancy looks like he is in a position to keep that up indeed, but only with 2 tanks. He's having to run away from this Protoss army. He's got plenty of vultures, and he's going to have to wait for reinforcements, and this actually looks like it could be a deciding moment. JF is pushing in with his considerable army here. He's going to be able to take out a lot of SCVs. Maybe he'll go straight for the command center, but that command center is being lifted off. Zealous are not going to be able to whack at it. And finally, Fancy's built up the units he needs to come in and get some attacks here. Several vessels going in with EMPs. Really loving the EMP play in this game. Turning out to be really good. Fancy's just a great shot with those EMPs. He's really great at targeting the right area and just sniping them off with the EMP. And it's hard to do because the EMP missile is very slow. Fancy just again protected those expansions at the top right. He's done a great job doing that. And again, JF's forces are being driven back. So Fancy just controlling this game. The whole sort of top section of the map, the symmetry is split right down the middle. He stayed above his sort of side of the equator of this map, and is just doing fine here. He's still got that expansion alive. He's still got that command center alive, should I say, ready to just pop it back on the 9 o'clock whenever he gets a breather. Wow, fantastic stuff here, and just remind people that Fancy's got +3 weapons upgrade in his tanks and vultures, and that makes a huge difference when you're shelling away at the Protoss, because with splash damage you can really just take out a whole lot of Protoss units in a couple of volleys, and it just doesn't give the Protoss units a chance to bring their sort of superior unit statistics to bear. I mean, they've got some durable units and some good damage being dealt by those units, but they just can't really bring that to bear in a war of attrition if they're just getting blasted in one shot by this huge Terran firepower, massive guns going off. And Defense Matrix, really a good choice there. Instead of going for EMP, he knows that he can just survive longer if he keeps the units soaking damage up the front while his tanks dish out the damage at the back. That's why you use Defense Matrix. And again, JF is not being able to punch through and attack the top right. He's losing. It's just come down to a really tight firefight between like 1 tank and 1 Dragoon and a single Vulture. And again, Fancy's just knocking out the units and totally thwarting JF when he thinks he's macroed up a big enough army to attack. Fancy's just got enough units to defend, and here comes JF with yet another army. He's trying to push through the mines. Fancy's going to have some units in response, and here we go. Yeah, yet again another decent sized force, and it's going to be just enough again, I feel, to actually stop Fancy in his tracks. Stop JF in his tracks. Oh man, commentators, you're always getting the names wrong, swapping them around. That's just life. And another observer being shot down. Fancy's doing a good job actually getting rid of these observers. I noticed that JF, during the course of this game, built a lot of observers. He really wanted to get a fixture on whereabouts Fancy's army was on the map and see where everything was. And he has been able to do that successfully, but Fancy's getting rid of observers at this point. He really wants to lay down some traps, lay some surprises, make sure his mines are working for him, just to slow down JF and make sure he's having to get rid of mines, and that will give Fancy an opportunity to get his units in position while JF is doing that. Another huge army from JF. I mean, this has just been an amazing game. Players are going from 0 units to 200 supply worth of units in a blink of an eye almost, just because of the huge amount of cash that they've got to play around with. So JF is wasting no time going straight for the center of the map. Another EMP goes, oh, that's a fantastic EMP, going straight over those arbiters, and a huge amount of units and firepower being brought to bear. This is going to be a very violent and bloody fight, though. JF pushing straight through. He's losing losing his zealots now, and it's going to be a firefight of dragoons versus only a few tanks, but the tanks are going to come off better when they've got +3 attack and they've got splash damage. That's not going to go in the way of JF. He's forced to pull back and just spend all of his gateways rebuilding zealots and just pumping zealots with everything he's got. He's out of minerals at the I'm going to call it the 4 o'clock. He's got more. He's got a well equipped expansion at the second natural for the 7 o'clock. But he's running out of minerals, and this game is not going to go on forever, and he knows that. He's going to have to do some decisive attacks here. It's going to be tough, though. I mean, this game is swinging in favor of Fancy, and he's played well. He's earned it. Fancy's got it. He's still just maintaining that large army, killing the observers left and right. He's just saving up his energy in those science vessels just in case he gets stasis again. Sieging up the tanks. These zealots are going down really quickly. Dragoons are going to get splattered. Heaps of tanks in range to I mean, and you can see it right there, all the blue across the ground. The dragoons are just getting pelted. Oh my god, that's like 10 dragoons being just face planted there. And this looks bad for JF. Fancy's just pushing in with a column of tanks. JF doesn't have that many reinforcements. It's going to take him a short while to reinforce his army. And JF moving in range to just pound that expansion. This looks bad for JF. JF's going to lose one of his crucial expansions, which has minerals left at it. And he's trying to make a desperate counterattack now. Zealots streaming in, coming from both sides. JF's rebuilt a lot of forces. He's going for the flank. Fancy's running out of tanks, and there we go. JF is successfully defended, so just staying in this game. Still really, really close game. I just cannot believe it. And remember, guys, this is a pro gamer. This is a Korean this playing the Terran forces right now. This guy plays StarCraft all day, and he's paid to do that, and he trains with other pros. So this guy knows what he's doing. He's got just about flawless mechanics a lot of the time. And JF is the best of the best in terms of the non-Korean, the foreign players. And I mean, this game has really shown that. I mean, we're actually not too far behind their worst with our best players, so that's quite encouraging. I mean, some players might disagree with me, but JF has really kept the pace of the Korean pro in this game. But I mean, class has shown itself, and Fancy has stayed ahead here. But I mean, the final cards have not been laid down. We're still pretty much almost at a stalemate, just with Fancy having a small advantage. JF's built up another army, as he has done 6 or 7 times, continuously in this game. And he's in a position, if he can get a good recall off at that base up there that I'm looking at right now, or this one, and just wipe it out, then maybe he could get a unit advantage for a short period of time while he just keeps macroing up himself and just going straight back up to 200. Because if he can wither the Terran force down to, say, 100 supply and attack while he's at 200, he should be able to break that Terran force and get through. But it doesn't look like it's going to be able to happen. JF coming around to the 9 o'clock, as you can see, a pylon's going down there for him to take that himself. But he's not going to be able to do that with this huge Terran force ready to come to bear. And Fancy coming in, sieging up, just getting a couple of tanks in range. He's really keeping the main thrust of his force at arm's length and getting his vessels in there first to prevent that stasis from coming down. A single EMP shot goes over there, just strips a whole lot of dragoons off their shields. Here come the Arbiters. Arbiters going straight in for the kill. He's going to need to EMP these before they get stasis. There's one stasis now on 4 tanks. Very good shot there. And we'll get another stasis, but only takes out a single tank. And JF, now whenever is the time for him, just streaming in. He's going to take a lot of flack from those vultures there. He's losing a lot of zealots, and Fancy just kept the bulk of his tanks out of range. So when the dragoons come in to try and do some damage, the tanks are already blasting. But still, JF's got a whole lot of units alive. Fantastic storm going down over there. Double storm, just cleaning up those tanks. He's got a lot of tanks here frozen. He's going to have to keep his units to get rid of them. In the meantime, Fancy's going to have a lot of reinforcements ready to protect his tanks once they get unfrozen, as he did last time. Wow, this is insane stuff. There they go. The tanks have been unfrozen. There aren't any reinforcements nearby. JF has actually taken them out, so good play there by JF. He's actually sticking to this game. I'm going to have to take a look at how many reinforcements Fancy